another match of the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer Tournament 2018 edition. We are right in the thick of a whole bunch of matches today, but we've got another one coming up for you real quick. My name is Shed, and I'm joined by my co-commentator Sigma. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I just want to welcome in all the viewers coming over here from SG2 because they were just so disgusted by that bash grenade seed that they wanted to watch some doubles instead.
Sounds good to me. So, what kind of match do we have coming up right now, Sigma?
Yeah, so this is going to be doubles shards. We're still in round one of the Swiss, so both of these teams playing their first doubles match of the tournament. And this one should be pretty interesting. We've got Team BRB, which either stands for Be Right Back, Blackroot Burrows, or something else entirely. That consists of Mansane and Fluffy. And they're going up against Team Dual Leaves. That's Eiko and Skull. And this match should be pretty interesting. Team BRB did well in last year's Rando tournament, and Eiko and Skull are definitely no slouches at the Rando themselves. They're like big time Rando players, and they're really quite good, so I don't know how to call this match. It's definitely not a huge advantage one way or the other to either team. I might give a little bit of an edge to Team BRB just on execution, but execution does not get you everywhere in Rando.
Certainly doesn't. Yeah, I'm particularly excited for this match. Like, just looking at the names of the runners, they're all runners that I consider to be, like, rando people. That's just what I know them for. Eiko is, like, obviously very involved with the randomizers, made a lot of helpful tools for newer runners and such. Skull and Fluffy, both, every time I see them playing Ori, it's almost always randomizer. Mansane has made so many different new strats and such for randomizer-specific interactions. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how to call this one.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're going to be getting underway shortly here, so we will just get to see the chaos ensue very quickly. I guess just to give a little bit of a brief rundown on the mode, we're pretty early in the tournament here. The way that doubles works in Randomizer is that you have teams all playing on the same seed, and each team is communicating with their partner to maximize their efficiency. One person will check one area, one person will check another area. They'll share the important pickups, so you won't see, both runners full clear everything because they can just skip over a lot of experience and ability cells and all that kind of stuff. And as well, this is shards mode, so to get into any of the dungeons, they need to pick up 3 shards to the dungeon key, of which there are 5 available in the world. So you don't need to be incredibly thorough in shards because you can leave 2 pickups in terrible locations behind and still get everywhere you need to be. But it does mean that you do need to be thorough enough to find 3 pickups instead of 1 to get into a dungeon. So we're going to start off with a keystone here, a fairly common start that will likely take us over to left blade soon, and we're not going to see any divergence just yet because there's nothing that you can do differently aside from just run down the side and grab these first 4 pickups.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see splits incredibly early. Usually if you see a split, it's because we got like wall jump or something that lets one runner go to BRB and keystones so that someone else can go left. But we'll have to see if that happens. So far we've just got 2 keystones, so most likely all 4 of the runners will be heading left through glades after they pick up Sign, of course.
Yeah, so with those 2 keystones, that first door can be opened. There's 2 more pickups left after we grab Sign. And unlike the speed run, we don't need to actually fight these Frunkies because we have the Alt-R functionality, the return to start command of the randomizer, which just lets us warp out of there and get over to left blades a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm. And Fluffy reminding us of the last pickup. Very much so, in fact.
Yeah, just in case, you forgot what you just got, you can press a key combination to replay the message, and you can spam the crap out of that key combination. Those messages in this game, or in the randomizer, will queue up and display themselves for about a second and a half. And, oh, Eiko took a little bit of a fall, so he's going to be a bit slower getting to the door here, but Skull gets the information about what's in the water. It's an ability cell. Skull's going to keep it. Eiko will probably not even go for it now because it's not all that important, and Eiko's even going to save energy.
It's kind of funny, though, that Fluffy was spamming all of those keystones and turned out to be correct the whole time because they just got 4 keystones.
See, that's the benefit of doubles. You can just ask your partner what you want.
Yeah, but the runners have also now picked up a map stone, which is important because they get to put it in this map pedestal here. A little bit of a fetch quest. You pick up a map stone in the world somewhere, put it in a pedestal, and get another item. And the first one they get is Grenade. That is a very nice skill, in my opinion, at least early. And Bash 2! Holy cow. So if you were coming from the other race, hoping to get away from the Bash Grenade seed, I'm sorry.
There's no escape.
We got another one.
And this is a huge thing in doubles. It immediately makes your mind start racing. Both these teams, as soon as, you know, Skull and Ico grab that Bash Grenade, you have to make decisions quickly. For now, we see Fluffy and Mad following each other around left blades, which is a very sensible play because they're both right here, and this is super fast. As you can see, they find some experience, they find a map stone, good stuff. But Skull and Ico are immediately doing a split. Bash Grenade gives you access to so much stuff. It's basically incredible what you can reach with these skills, that now, you know, there's none of this holding hands or whatever necessary. You'll see it for sure from Mad and Fluffy after they get to the wall jump tree, that they're gonna split up, and, you know, Skull and Ico didn't wait at all. I think I saw a blue flash from Skull in
Clean water pickup.
Clean water, alright.
That opens up a little bit more already in Glades, but will mostly be useful later on. Some more things that they can check later on. I would entirely expect all 4 runners to get that pretty early. It's soon enough.
Yeah, okay. Ico took a couple deaths, but he has a save right above this path down to wall jump, so they're not too costly. And Fluffy and Mad now. Looks like Fluffy's going to be checking the end of Rocky Walk pickup. Mad grabbed the grenade pickup above spawn.
Ooh, we found a climb.
Climb!
Now we actually have wall interaction. That's always nice.
Yeah, climb is very powerful with Bash Grenade as well, because you can throw bashable grenades from a climb position on the wall. So if, you know, just tossing sequences of grenades wasn't powerful enough for you. Oh man, Skull just took a really rough death there, going all the way back to a save in Spirit Caverns after being over in Glades. But Skull's gonna go over and grab climb again, as Ico's grabbing the tree, and Fluffy and Mad doing a bit of a split. Looks like Mad's gonna be responsible for checking out Charge Flame Tree, while Fluffy goes to work on Blackroot.
This is Fluffy's signature play. He likes to call it the Fluffy way of rushing Blackroot as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, I think it even goes further. You just keep going right, and you never stop.
So there is no more right to go.
Now, the really nice thing about this kind of start is Bash Grenade makes Blackroot incredibly fast, because you can skip ever riding on any platform in here. Normally you have to wait about, you know, 20 seconds in the last room going back and forth on these platform cycles, but with Bash Grenade you can just run directly below the lever that you have to pull, and then just throw a bunch of grenades straight up, and then bash straight up, and you get, you know, where you need to go.
Yeah, it's pretty great. The only spooky thing is if you don't have wall interaction, the bottom left room where you get the orb can be a little strange, but Fluffy made the smart decision to go over the top of those spikes, like way up to the top of the ceiling of the room, and bash off some spiders instead, not even having to worry about it.
Yeah, I wonder about Ico's keystone count. Does he have enough to get through the Spirit Caverns door? I think that looks like 3, so...
Don't think so, no.
He's heading back down. We'll probably head over to Charge Flame now. That would make sense.
Yes, I would agree with that decision for him. Skull heading into BRB herself now, doing that check for her team. We're seeing Mad Insane already in Valley entry in the top left of your screen. This is a little bit interesting. He must have found enough keystones to head through that door. Able to check all 3 of these pickups here as well. So yeah. Nice.
If he was really a little maybe crazy, although maybe not so crazy in doubles, he has clean water and he could do the deep swim.
Oh god, he totally
but
could.
He's just not going to. I think that is the slowest pickup in the game.
Sounds about right to me, in terms of like where other pickups are to get to it.
So he's gonna leave the deep swim behind. You know, perfectly acceptable, even if it is a shard. That's one of the 2 shards that you don't necessarily need to finish the game. So unless it's an important skill in there, like Stomp, it won't be necessary for Mad or Fluffy to ever do that swim. Now I'm interested to see if Dual Leaves will send somebody there when they get up to Valley Entry, but it's, you know, not looking too appealing to send somebody there yet. I think since Eiko's cleared Spirit Caverns completely and didn't have enough Keystones, he might just double up and finish Blackroot, since he does need that free progress anyways, but we'll see what decision they make.
Yeah, he's probably going to head into Blackroot pretty soon. You need to complete it at some point. Quick little development. Fluffy has found the Swamp Teleporter at the Dash Plant. That's kind of a nice pickup. It basically means he has much less to traverse, especially since Mad's checking the area he would need to traverse right now. If Mad finds nothing, then Fluffy doesn't even ever need to go there.
Yeah, that's true. Now Fluffy can just come to this from the other side, so that's pretty good. Skull picked that up as well, so Eiko and Skull have that knowledge, and it looks like Eiko heading to the left probably is going to go over the top through Spirit Caverns. This is not a bad play, because even having the Swamp Teleporter, getting to Valley Entrance is incredibly slow from there, and that's a pretty good density pickup, so they're going to even up on knowledge with what Mad and Sane did. But it does look like Team BRB is coming up to a bit of a lead in this early game, because basically Eiko is following Mad, but Mad's a bit ahead, and basically Skull's following Fluffy, but Fluffy's a bit ahead.
Yeah, Eiko's had a little bit of trouble with some deaths here and there, so understandable that he's a little bit behind. It is kind of interesting to me that we're seeing the teams... Actually, it's not really that interesting. We're seeing the teams do, like, basically the same splits. Like, it's what I'd expect seeing from this seed, is one person in BRB, one person heading up through Grove. About correct?
Yeah. Eiko looks super strong right now with that Mega Health and Mega Energy. And oh, this level up is going to be a little rough. Oh, he's trying to double back. Oh no, the bird died. He was trying to go up to the top.
He's got Bash Grenade, he's fine.
That's true. And,
Bash Grenade solves all problems.
He opened the long swim.
Oh man. Are we going to see it?
I think he's going in there.
Please go swimming.
He's going.
We're going swimming!
Now, I kind of like this play in doubles, because if this is actually Stomp, this is, you know, like game-winning, or, you know, charge jump, something really good like that. Even a shard could be significant. And, you know, it's never going to get better to check than it is now, so, you know, I like both approaches. I like skipping it, I like taking it.
Oh my god! It's charge jump! It's charge jump, are you kidding me? That's so good! That's grenade jumps already!
Never mind anything I said about Fluffy and Mad being ahead. That find is so significant because they will never find it. Like, there's almost no way. Found a
water vein shard at the iceless area for Mad Insane, but that's definitely not quite comparable to charge jump, especially in a pickup that far. I'm wondering even if Mad just, like, because you never check that otherwise, like, he just maybe even forgot that he can check it, that it's in logic, or just knew that it was there and was like, no, I'm never ever checking this in randomizer ever.
Yeah, I mean, what you say about, like, maybe it slipped his mind makes perfect sense. Like, it's so rare to have grenade and clean water, especially in your first valley visit. Like, that pickup is normally something that you leave for like 45 minutes into your crappy seed, and then you find out it's charge jump, and then you just like quit the seed. But this is a tournament race, so that's not going to be happening. And you know, it's not going to cripple Mad and Fluffy to not have charge jump. It's going to make things slower, but it's not necessarily required to finish the seed. As long as Stomp shows up, they'll probably be in good shape.
Exactly. If Stomp is somewhere reasonable, then that isn't a huge gain.
Yeah. But of course, you know, at this point, Stomp could be locked by charge.
Of course, yeah. Be anywhere. There's another water vein shard for Fluffy. We also missed that Fluffy managed to find Glide in this swamp loop area as well. That is a very good boon for later on when they head into Valley. Specifically Sorrow.
Yeah, really useful. And since they don't have double jump as well, it's just kind of good in general for navigating the world because it extends all of your jumps, and it's just nice. We see Skull, you know, finishing up what she was doing and then basically just beelining to charge jump, because charge jump is just going to make everything so much easier for her from here on out. Makes perfect sense.
Makes great sense.
Similarly, you know, Mad and Fluffy are kind of in the same area now because they both want Glide. Like, you're just gonna waste a lot of time if you don't have Glide when you could.
Absolutely. Seeing Eiko is now heading down into Gumo's hideout, making a quick pit stop to check the glide vault that we call it here on the left side behind the 2 energy door. And is heading back up. Maybe he wants an energy refill. That would make sense.
Yeah, probably wants to be able to glitch the bridge cutscene, so he needs to be able to place a save for that. Skull's heading over to the left, and looks like we'll be using Charge Jump to go up from the Charge Flame area. Skull hasn't gotten this tree yet, so this is nice and efficient. You get a couple pickups, you get the tree progress, and then she can just head directly to the Spider Sack. And it'll be a little bit faster to clear the Spider Sack having Charge Jump. It's not, you know, there's anything locked by C-Jump there, but rather than sitting around and tossing grenades, you can just Charge Jump straight up, and that's nice.
Makes sense to me.
Now, Mad is back in Spirit Caverns right now.
Yeah.
I wonder, could he possibly be going back for that swim? Is it on his mind now? Does he think, like, he forgot it and he's going for it? Is this a play on the Spider Sack?
He's going back into Valley Entry. He might be going for that swim.
Well, this could also be him actually going to Valley.
Right, he has Bash. He can do this Frankie bait strat, so I guess BRB deciding that they just want to split up as much as absolutely possible.
Yeah, and this is such, like, a mad insane thing to do. Like, low skill, like, just struggle through this kind of thing. And he's pretty good at it. So he has low health, but he can manage this. This bird manages to leave him alone at the end there. Except 1 HP gets munched on by the Frankie, but we'll be able to attempt this again. And I think this is the earliest play to the left side that we've actually seen in doubles so far. And this is pretty good stuff, because if there's just shards on the way to trees on the left side, then BRB is not going to have to even complete the right side of the map before they're in go mode.
That has the potential to be very important for sure.
Alright, so Matt has gotten this peg open, and you know, this play as well also makes it easier to split up, because it's not like you have to think about, well, it's not like Fluffy has to think about what Mad's been checking on the right side here, because Mad's now checking nothing on the right side here. Fluffy just does what's efficient. Mad does what's efficient on the left. The only thing that you can kind of get bit for by this is this way of entering Valley is not the fastest. If you find a teleporter instead, that's a lot better. So if Skull and Eiko manage to dig one of those out on their left side exploration, then they'll be able to save time on this, you know, trek that Mad Insane's going through right now. But there are pickups along the way, so it's not all bad.
It's also of note that getting into Valley this way is out of sequence for Mad, but of course, since this is a doubles race, that doesn't matter as much, since he's still got someone checking the right side for stuff that is in sequence.
Yeah, exactly. So we're probably going to see Mad and Fluffy play a part for maybe like 5-10 minutes, and then once one or both players find something good, they'll just switch sides and very quickly zoom through the areas that each other have cleared. So far, nothing good. Skull's going to grab that Water Vein shard at the Iceless experience, so that's their first shard of the Water Vein, that is. Looks like they do have a Gumon Seal shard. Spooky.
Oh no. Getting a very thorough Gumo's hideout check from Eiko in the bottom left. Mad Insane has broken the rocks above Kuro's head and is collecting his glide skill. Well, not really. Who knows what it actually is? But no, he already has it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll let you have that.
I wanted to say glide tree, but it's not a tree. It's a feather.
Sunstone shard shows up for Eiko. That was the Crushers on the way to double jump, so Fluffy will find that very soon. Alright, so bottom of Valley for Mad. Without having Wind Restored, he has to kind of juggle these frogs around to actually move back up. And here's where Charge Jump would be really handy, because Grenade Jumps off of these walls, which are a combination of Climb, Charge Jump, and Grenade to just fling yourself to extreme heights and speeds, are a lot faster than any kind of double dash chain. But I mean, they have no idea where Charge Jump is, so you do what you can.
Wonder how far Matt is gonna go down towards Forlorn here. Possibly goes
just
all the way.
this one. He'd have to bring a frog with him if he wants to go further.
Right, he can't break that floor. Okay, yeah, he's just checking that one, heading back.
Looks like the Grove teleporter was hanging out in the Spider Sack area. It might get used to head to the left side, later on. You don't need to have watched that cutscene to use that teleporter, but obviously Skull, Eiko, and even Fluffy at this point, hoping for a teleporter so they don't have to do the valley entrance. Especially Fluffy, since he already knows there's nothing in the valley entrance.
Yeah. Well, there is something in valley entrance.
Oh yeah,
Long
that's
swim.
true.
There's the valley teleporter for Fluffy.
Oh hey, that's pretty nice.
There you go.
At the same time Fluffy found that, Eiko managed to pick up the second Sunstone shard for his team in the grenade pickup underwater to the left of spawn, which is just kind of a, eventually Matt and Fluffy will check that. I think they checked all of the other close to spawn pickups, but just not that one.
Yeah, it's pretty common to check that one in shards. I don't think I've seen anyone forget its existence.
Yeah, it's just you don't go to your way to do it is the only thing, because you just want to do it when you're going down to the teleporter anyways, so just put it off till then. So Eiko's been going for some tree progress, so he won't be finding anything new in Blackroot here. Skull and Fluffy both exploring areas on the right. I think Mad's the guy to watch right now because he's the only one on the left side, and there's a lot of exciting stuff over here, including a Sunstone shard on Crow's Perch.
A good spot for that.
Now getting up is actually kind of annoying, but we're seeing the power of Climb Grenade. I was wondering if there was a place you actually needed it.
Here it is.
Oh no. Thank you, Glide.
Those walls are deceiving on where you can and can't actually latch onto.
Hey,
and he finds a wall jump.
Wall jump was doing its best not to be absorbed. If you're into some of the Ori lore, all these skills are like dead kind of Ori spirits or something like that are inhabiting the trees, and you're absorbing their power. And whatever the wall jump spirit name is was trying its best to hide, but Mad knows no mercy. He's gonna be taking that one with him to the finish.
Not the most helpful pickup at the moment. They already had wall interaction in the form of climb, but it does help out maybe some of these runners' muscle memories a little bit.
Oh geez, the wall jump spirit's free.
Oh
he
no,
died.
He died.
Actually, he might have saved afterwards. I'm not sure.
Or was that a save afterwards? I don't know if he has wall jump anymore.
He probably won't go back for it if he didn't rekindle, because it's like, yeah, who cares? Fluffy just picked up a Sunstone shard. I don't know where that was from. I just saw it after the altar.
I think that was probably one that the bottom team has already found. Wouldn't be surprised. I think that might have been the one from the start area here with the grenades pool. Not exactly sure.
Oh, that would make sense. That was only his first one though. He hasn't found the one on the way down to double jump yet. I guess he hasn't gone to the tree just yet. That might be what he's going for now.
Probably. We're seeing a Skull in the stomp area now of Swamp. Collecting a tree, checking the couple of pickups that are around. She's able to get all 3 of the pickups that are in this area as well.
Yep, so trees always good to have. Eiko's exploring lower Blackroot. He actually can do everything down here, including the very bottom of Lost Grove if he wants, and going down this way before going to the grenade tree indicates to me that might be what he's after. They're just looking for, I would guess, mainly shards at this point, so it can be a pretty good play. Mad's exploring Suro, but pretty much has only found experience so far, so nothing too exciting on the left side yet.
You can check a lot of this, though, with the power of Glide and Bash.
Yeah, Mad is, a seasoned rando player, and definitely one who's up on, the low skill stuff in the sequence breaks, so I would even venture to say, if you took away Glide, he'd still probably be doing this.
I'm pretty sure he has done that in the past as well.
Okay, so Fluffy is going through the crushers down to double jump now and grabs his second Sunstone shard, which is, since Mad found one over in the left side, that's full Sunstone for them.
They are missing one shard now for the water vein. I'm a little bit unsure, admittedly, whether they can finish the final escape with these skills. I don't think so. No, they cannot break the floors in the final escape, so they're still looking for at least one more skill before, and a shard, of course.
Yeah, that's right. So charge jump, dash, stomp, or charge flame will do it for them. Ironically, double jump is the only skill that won't help them achieve go mode at this point.
It's so good. And we also know for that an almost absolute fact that they won't find charge jump, so...
Yeah, so that takes one out of the pool. Alright, so Skull, leaving from the swamp area. Oh!
Another Sunstone shard.
Found another Sunstone shard, so that's up to 4 for their team. Apparently, they barely need each other's help to find the Sunstone. Oh, that's a bit of a death from... Oh, that's a big death from Matt, actually. All the way back to the main Sorrow area. And he is going to want to get that Sunstone shard again, probably. As well as, you know, he didn't get to check all those keystones there, so that's kind of rough there.
Eiko in the bottom left has found Charge Flame in the grenade area. The light grenade tree area, that one.
That's not a terribly useful pickup for his team, but it's incredibly useful for Fluffy and Mad. It's a very easy to pick up to get, you know, on your way to a tree. The only, I guess, issue for them is they don't want to go to that tree yet, because without Stomp or Charge Jump, the latter of which they're pretty much not finding.
Or dash.
Yeah, like, breaking that floor is inconvenient. They can take the Frankie in reverse with these skills, but it's just, it's not fun. Alright, so Matt is back in this Keystone section left Sorrow. Grabbed an energy cell, a big chunk of experience.
Oh, and we're seeing some lore. Eiko did not have an ability point to skip this cutscene, so that's a couple minutes down the drain.
Yeah, this is cutscene I think is about 80-85 seconds long, something like that. It's quite thorough in telling you everything about Naru's past and, you know, the views of Naru's father towards the light creatures and whatnot. So you can enjoy that for a little bit. In the meantime, what else is going on? Fluffy's going for swamp entry. Looks to be going for, you know, manual double bashing on this shot, and is having a little bit of trouble with it. And what else? Mad's back from Sorrow. He's had enough of that for now and is going to be doing Blackroot. And Skull dropping into Grotto. So a lot of just kind of treading the same ground for people right now.
We're just kind of tree collecting, maybe going back to the areas your partner's already been in, clearing out a few things. Fluffy hasn't been to Swamp yet, so I think he's, and I don't know where Eiko's going right now, but I think Fluffy's the only one in an area they have not, his team is not seen yet.
Yeah, no, something significant that I missed at the time, thanks to Dudu for pointing it out in the truck. We have the last water vein shard, or the third water vein shard rather, has been found by Mad saying it was in left Sorrow on one of the keystones.
Oh.
So the keys are complete for Team BRB, but they still are lacking a way to break floors until they potentially, you know, just sequence break down to grenade and find charge flame there.
Kind of the roughest of the skills that they could get for go mode, but it is still a go mode, and knowing Mad and Fluffy, they would consider that go mode. They know all of the techniques and know how to do them with just charge flame and the skills they have.
Yeah. Now, of course, the thing is, since they know that they would have a much faster time going down to the grenade tree, finding charge jump, and that stomp can't be down there in the standard logic mode, they might put that off for quite a while. They might be trying to find one of those other pickups first, so they still need to explore for that. And that could take quite some time. They, I think, are in a good position in this race right now because Eiko and Skull are a bit behind on the water vein shards in particular. But, you know, who knows what's gonna happen.
As soon as you said that, Ico finding another water vein shard. I don't know if that's the one Skull already found though.
I think it might be, but I believe
that's the one at Iceless. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
yes,
I believe that there's another
already.
one like just to the right on the swamp entrance here. So if he keeps going this way, then should be able to find that. Maybe. Is it this plant? The plant right above him? If he charge flames
I
it
think
through
it's
the
that
floor?
one, yeah. Sure is.
That's 2 water vein shards for them. We don't know where any others are except for that one in left Suro, so I guess the big question is, when are Ico and Skull going to send somebody to the left side? It is a sequence break, because they don't have Stomp just yet, but I do believe that they found the Valley Teleporter in Grotto, so using that and just doing the fast Stompless trick, which I'm sure they're alright with, will be one way for them to get over there.
Yeah, we're kind of in an interesting little mini race here, where BRB is looking for another skill, and Skull and Ico are looking for 2 shards. And we know, so it's kind of how long before one of them goes to Sorrow, just like you said. Skull is collecting her grenade tree right now in the bottom right. Ico collecting swamp, so they're still sort of in that collect the trees that my other partner has already seen kind of phase.
Yeah. Oh, and Mad Toss is in a Mapstone and gets a Gumon Seal Shard. Jeez. That was Mapstone 5. What? I don't think we're going to be seeing Forlorn from anybody this seed, I'll just say that
I doubt it. Unless BRB gets super desperate.
Yeah. I assume that they'll do the reverse Frankie Walk and find Charge Flame before
they go to Forlorn.
Yeah. So Mad actually completes his Sunstone now, picking up one of the shards that Fluffy had found earlier, so he's set for Horu. I believe they still need to do a bit of like path crossing. I don't think Mad has the water vein complete yet, and I know Fluffy doesn't have it because he hasn't been to Sorrow, but they know where it is, so no worries on that front.
Assuming they remember.
Sorrow TP showed up for Skull at some point, because now she's doing this charge, jump, climb, exit from there. So that's pretty significant. If she just clears Sorrow on the way down from the tree, then basically all the shards that they need are going to show up. And Ico just picked it up as well. Looks like that was in the swamp somewhere.
It always feels like a more efficient check to do Sorrow from the top down like this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. The really nice thing about it as well is you don't need to go up and down through Valley a few times, because you can just leave through Sorrow's like entrance or whatever you want to say, and then stomp the rocks, and then you're already down next to Misty. Alright, so Ico's gonna use the Valley Teleporter, take advantage of the fact that he doesn't have Stomp, so the Kuro kill plane isn't active. For whatever reason, Ori treats having Stomp as sort of the midpoint of the game normally. Stomp activates all kinds of things around the world, like the kill plane in Valley here that Ico's avoiding right now, the Kuro cutscene by the Genso tree, stuff like that. Ico's gonna find wall jump there. So yeah, of course they're still looking for stuff because they're still short on shards, and they've gotten into a pretty good spot for this too, because Skull can check Sorrow from the top down and Ico can go from the bottom up, and they sort of meet in the middle. Ico grabs that third Sunstone shard down on Kuro's perch, so they know that. They just need a water vein shard, and we know that there's one in left Sorrow.
Yes, they do. We're seeing Mad heading into Ginso himself now. So there could be a skill in here that they need to finish. Something like Stomp or Dash could be in here still.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a big benefit for them. See, Fluffy is using that Valley Teleporter. They don't have the Sorrow Teleporter from wherever it came from, so he's gonna go around this side path here and then probably head up and grab the water vein. Mad should in that time find out if anything good is in Ginso for them.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt we see him head all the way up past the Bash Tree, assuming he doesn't find anything in the bottom half, because it is pretty dense up there.
You know, I wanted just to take a moment to say that I really like the routing that both teams have adopted this seed. Like the main difference is that Eiko and Skull managed to find C jump a bit earlier, which has helped them out a fair bit. But it's like they've been so able to split up for so long and play so efficiently, and it's like you can say, yeah, Bash Grenade helps them do that. Like they have lots of skills, so it's easy to pick different areas. But to do that well, like quickly, both players are always playing efficiently, doing good stuff, keeping up on trees, all that kind of thing. And you just see the backtracks now and again from each team, and they go directly to the pickups they need and move on. And this is just like, you know, good doubles teams.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised to see these guys meet again in the bracket at this rate.
They're certainly playing together very well, which is honestly the hardest part of doubles. We are seeing Mad head up further into the Ginso tree in the top left of your screen. In the bottom left, we've got Eiko doing Misty Woods, while his partner Skull is in Sorrow. She's in left Sorrow now, getting pretty close to that Water Vein Shard we know is there, which I believe would be go mode for their team.
Yeah, and I think they'll take that go mode. I don't think that they have any need for these other skills. They've got excellent substitutes for them, so they'll be a-okay to finish the game. In fact, I believe they're both already done with the Light Grenade tree, which is the only thing you might want more skills for, really.
Yeah, this is starting to look pretty rough for Team BRB here. Not finding charge jump as early as Eiko and Skull were at all has been pretty detrimental to their speed.
Yeah, that's for sure. And there's a good 40-second time save at the end of the game with the grenade jump that you require charge jump to do. So with that, Skull just finds that last Water Vein Shard, and now you'll see it very tellingly because they have time to communicate this as Eiko is just going through a little bit of a cutscene section in Misty here. We'll see if Eiko checks any other pickups on the way to Climb Tree. He might, just in hopes of not having to go up to left Sorrow, but he's not going to go past Climb. They are good to go to the end, and man, Mad is up at the top of Ginso now. Makes perfect sense to make this play. There's very dense pickups up here, and I can't count how many times we've seen Stomp in the top of Ginso. It seems very common.
True. That's just about, I think, just about the only thing at this point that Mad could find would be to keep them in this race would be Dash. If Dash is in one of these two rooms, or even the Ginso escape, then we could have a race on our hands.
Yeah, and we talked about it a bit before, but I also wonder, like, at what point is Team BRB just going to send somebody to the grenade tree and maybe like find out if there's some out of sequence skill there? Because rushing trees is very important in random. You need all the trees by the rules of this mode to enter the final escape. So even if you're not necessarily making progress towards the skills you need to finish, you can at least make progress towards having your trees complete.
Slightly less important in shards, of course, since in clues, collecting the trees gives you clues to the locations of the dungeon keys, but you still need, as you said, you still need to visit every tree first, so heading to the trees and hoping you find stuff on the way is usually a good idea.
Oh, Eiko took an unintentional bit of damage from the spikes there. He can basically only manage this with a single damage boost or a bash redirect on one of these shots. Looks like he's going for the bash redirect now. So I want to throw some attention over to Mad Insane up in the top left now. He's going to be doing the Ginso escape shortly, and this is a very dense pickup area. The cost of getting here is pretty high, but there's 5 pickups in there, and if any one of them are something that he needs, that could be go mode for them. But of course, the big downside is Fluffy's going to have to do it as well, and it takes quite a while to get up there.
They also have quite the deficit of time here. Eiko and Skull have been in go mode for a little bit now and are just rushing the trees that they have not yet visited before they head to Horu, whereas Mad and Fluffy are not quite in go mode yet.
Yeah, Fluffy showed us a pretty sick double bash chain on a mortar worm shot because who has time for the frog micro ledge, right?
Literally no one.
And also to note, Mad did not check this upper part of Suro. He got out of left Suro when he found that water vein, so there's pretty dense pickups to check up here as well. Could find something of use. They have, you know, good amounts of options. Stomp.
How about a third Gumon Seal Shard? Is that what they needed?
No. Not like this.
Forlorn.
Oh, win. That comes from Forlorn.
Yeah.
What's that doing in the Suro Pass?
Yeah.
Does this game even work properly?
When the creator of the thing is asking that, you know you have problems.
No.
Oh no, Mad! Holy crap! How did Mad save that? He was actually swimming.
He's dipping his toes in.
And
Ability cell. So yeah, nothing in Genso. Just a bust there.
That's pretty rough. That was kind of almost looking like that team's last shot here.
Skull grabbing that warmth returned off the climb tree is now at 9 out of 10 trees, so 1 tree left. And Eiko is going to be going over to left Suro now, grab that Sunstone, or Water Vein Shard rather.
There is also a Sunstone Shard here.
True.
I don't think he needs it.
He's not going to grab that one, he's got plenty. And Skull, I believe her last tree is Bash, so taking the Swamp Teleporter will head up to there. And yeah, this is definitely looking like it's Team Duoleve's win here, and I have to put it all on that Valley Long Swim that Eiko did right at the start. Charge Jump ended up being so significant, not only in making checks faster, but because Fluffy and Mad are still lacking a way to break floors in the escape, and Charge Jump would have filled that need.
I think that might actually be the first time I have ever seen anyone check that pickup in a randomizer at all. Except for maybe Melvin's 100% for the Swiss reveal.
Oh man. And like I said, you know, this is just kind of how it can go in rando sometimes. Like, I don't blame Mad for skipping that pickup. It makes sense to skip it because it's so incredibly slow, but it also makes sense to take it because it's doubles, and you see right here what can happen from taking a pickup like that. Particularly if Eiko and Skull were maybe, you know, reading into the matchup a little bit and thinking, perhaps Fluffy and Mad, with their rando experience from last year and their great execution, would be just like a tough team to beat. It's like, well, you can beat them if you find a rando pickup like that, often something they didn't look at.
Fluffy is doing the long juggle right now, presumably to try and get up the Sunstone as fast as he can. That's a long double bash chain with a very heavy projectile.
Yep, but he manages to pull it off, and we'll be seeing if anything is up at Sunstone. And geez, it's just so brutal. Like, Mad's gonna find nothing of use in Misty and potentially go deeper. There's charge dash efficiency on the Sunstone plant, which is completely useless because they don't have dash.
Yep.
Eiko and Skull to kind of race each other a bit. Like, things worked out for them, so I believe they're both on their final 3 entering Genso here, and we'll be finishing pretty much near the same time as each other. Alright, let's look at Fluffy's screen on the top right. He's about to grab the Sunstone. This is not something you'll see every day, so let's see what he gets from it.
I didn't see it.
Me neither. Is he going to
Please
press Alt T?
T. There's an ability cell, we're being told by the truck. Good.
Alright. That'll go well with his other, you know,
That's shiny
14
and
ability cells that he has helped hold up.
he spent one to get one. It works out.
Even exchange. He has no reason to spend them because he has no skills that he can, like, upgrade meaningfully. You don't have double jump. He has plenty of health. He doesn't need ultra defense. Like, he doesn't have dash, so can't even upgrade that.
This is just rough.
Yeah, and where are they gonna find something? Like, Matt is gonna go finish Misty, probably, or at least go to the 4th Keystone. Fluffy's cleaning up some trees. Looks like Fluffy never did the Sea Flame tree. At this point, are you desperate enough to swim?
Yeah. I don't know. I believe Eiko and Skull are now both headed to Horu. They are done.
Yeah, looks like it. Skull's heading over there. Eiko will probably teleport to Swamp here, unless he has one tree left, but no, he's going to be teleporting to Swamp, so that's a sign that they're done trees, and they'll be basically just mopping this one up. There's pretty much nothing that Fluffy and Mag can do to catch up at this point.
Valley long swim of all the pickups. That was the crucial one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if this escape is difficult at all for Eiko and Skull, and I think just with Bash and Glide and the ability to break the floors, it's not really that hard.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. Like, generally, unless you want to make an awful escape, having one of Charge Jump or Bash will basically, you know, make things pretty good. Being low on health can make it difficult, but they have clean water, and both have very comfortable amounts of health. They could probably take 2 fire damage boosts. Not on the lava outside of Horu, as Eiko is demonstrating that will one-shot you, but like it should just be fairly comfortable for them to finish the escape. And what's going on in the meantime? Fluffy is back in Hollow Grove. Might be making a play on Horu Fields.
Oh boy.
That's when you know things are bad.
Matt found warmth returned. Always important.
Gotta be nice and toasty. That'll keep him warm. Misty's a pretty cold place. Like, you know, it's all dark. There's no sun.
It's dark and misty.
Yeah. We'll see if anything's over here. I don't think Stomp can appear in Misty because of the kill plane nonsense. So Dash could be here, and that's it. But of course, Mad would not know that, you know, Charge Jump and Charge Flame are already accounted for.
Hey, so they found Stomp. It was in Horu Fields.
Oh, good lord. You see Mad just leave immediately.
Yep, immediately. That's go mode for them, but unfortunately it's looking too late. Skull is already in the final escape. Eiko just door warped successfully. It's really not even close, is it? They still have trees to go to.
Yeah, Matt has to go get Stomp. They both have to do Grenade at the very least, and they can't Grenade Jump. Like this is just basically a slam dunk, I would say, for Duo Leaves. Looks like Skull did die in the escape at least once there, but you know, that's just probably race pressure talking. Like this is not something she's gonna get stuck on, I don't think.
I doubt it, yeah.
Man, Valley Long Swim and Horu Fields. That's just mean, dude.
Why is the tournament seeds? Why have they been so terrible? So many of these races have been just what I would consider awful seeds, and here is another one.
At least this one was a doubles seed. Like
that's true.
You could see a solo player easily skipping both of those pickups. They probably wouldn't have found
never
either
even
until
thinking
like
of checking
55 minutes in.
Oh god. Mad has his Stomp and is now going to be finishing up his trees, which might just be Grenade left for him. Fluffy's getting there, but Skull is done. Eiko's in the last room.
Yep, Skull's Grenade Jump was successful. Eiko's setting up for it now. They haven't seen anybody finish in SRL, so just gotta nail these inputs. Grenade, then jump 1 frame later, and Eiko will be done. His position's good, doesn't get the inputs, and just hold right through it. So Eiko will have a bit longer of an ending cutscene, but honestly, that's fine. Like, the only way that they could have lost at this point, not that they would know that, is
both of
like a million soft locks on Grenade Jump.
Still a little bit nerve-wracking with Eiko doing the long finish here, because they don't know where Mad and Fluffy are, and if Mad and Fluffy both finished right now, then they'd win, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Skull's done with a 46-36, and at this point you kind of start to breathe a sigh of relief. This is the nice thing about doubles. You know, at this point, even if they finished immediately, Eiko's close enough that holding right will mean they win. Singles, you gotta be all nervous, like, oh my gosh, I'm holding right. I can't go any faster. What are they doing?
And there it is.
Alright, so Mad is at 9 trees now. I think he might have to do charge jump still because he didn't do that the first time he was in Sorrow.
Possibly.
And Fluffy, after Bash, I think is gonna have to go to Climb as well, so basically just well played from Skull and Eiko, well routed, and they avoided getting randoed by checking the Valley Long Swim.
I still can't quite believe it. Yeah, it looks like you were correct. Mad does still need to do the charge jump tree. Is Fluffy on his last tree as well? The Bash tree?
Fluffy also needs Climb.
Right. I don't doubt that it won't take Team BRB too much longer to finish this seed, but unfortunately they will be taking the loss here. Going to 0-1 in the Swiss, while Team Duo Leaves goes to 1-0 in the Swiss, unsurprisingly. Neither team out of the tournament yet. This was the first week of Swiss. We still have another 4 weeks, I believe, or is it 3 weeks of doubles left?
I want to say it's 4, and you'd think we would know that, but don't worry about it. We'll worry about it at the end of September. Alright, so Matt is now heading to Horu. Fluffy's gonna be going to Misty, so they'll be able to finish up pretty soon. You know, not far behind, considering how long their hunt for anything useful ending in Stomp in Horu Fields was. Definitely a good time for them, gonna be coming in at a kind of low 50-ish average. So that's still a pretty good performance, but not enough to take the win on this one.
I'd almost be interested to see the pickup counts from this race from all 4 runners, because it's possible that BRB might have been more efficient in the number of things they checked, but just missed those crucial ones that that the other team found. Just some interesting potential stats stuff.
Yeah, you can always, of course, in doubles use the pickup count to talk trash to your partner. It's like, oh my gosh, I checked so much more stuff. Like, ignore the fact that I made you do the Valley Long Swim.
Easy carry.
Left Grotto while I did like Ginso Tree. You know?
There's door warp from Mad Insane. He's headed into the final escape. Slightly more difficult of an escape for them. Actually, not really. He's got Stomp, but without charge jump, it's a little bit rough. Though not terrible by any means. Yeah, there are definitely worse final escapes to have to do.
At most, Mad will take like a death or 2 to this. I think he'll probably get it first try, though. Mad's, you know,
well
pretty darn good.
Well practiced.
And we do have Eiko and Skull hopping in here to chat with us. Hey guys.
Hi. That was a real thing that happened.
It certainly was. That was, we've had a trend of what I would call not great seeds, and you got another one right here in this race.
It was fine. That pickup was in logic. It wasn't hard to get. Like, it takes like 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was unclear if you know what happened, but that was actually basically the entire race right there.
No, I mean, like,
checked the long swim and they didn't, and it was charge jump.
That was basically what I assumed was would happen. Like, going into this, they have better execution than us, and like, our routing I don't think is nearly enough better, even if it is even better to like make the difference. So the plan was entirely just check things that are in logic but really obnoxious, and hope that pays off. And I'm 2 for 2 for fighting charge jump and winning because of it.
There you go.
Hashtag don't need to be good if you get lucky.
What a bad thing to say, Eiko.
I mean,
It's the true what you said.
look, it's fine. We've got 4 more rounds to lose because we're bad.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know. We were kind of commenting as the race goes that we were pretty impressed with how you guys routed that. Even considering just checking the one-off pickup that ended up being the crux of the race.
Yeah, I think we are pretty good at efficient splitting. I don't know if that is usually going to be enough to deal with the fact that like my execution is like absolute banana garbage. I like Skulls is decent, but there are a lot of really, really good players in this race.
Yeah, so since it was such a big deal in this race, I want to go back to that charge jump pickup again. And I want to ask you, when you got it, did you kind of think that you were way ahead right then, or were you worried that they might have checked it too?
We were both like super nervous, just like going into this, and like tried to go in with the mindset of let's just have fun and try not to lose by too much. So when we got it, I was like, okay, so either they won't get this and we can probably win, or one of them will think to check it and we're back to our like square one. So let's just try and route this out efficiently and not worry too much either way. But it was hard not to hope that they would make the like reasonable and community approved decision to skip it. And so I was hopeful, but pretty much the entire time. But it was hard to know because like there was the shard hunt, and like I felt like we wouldn't really get that information until like maybe 20 to 30 minutes later when they got done, when we were just still doing cleanup or doing a shard hunt. So
yeah, as it turned out, they had the shards done earlier, but they were stuck looking for something to break walls in the final escape for a really long time. They didn't go down to light grenade to find charge flame for it because, you know, there's all kinds of breakable things that can make getting to light grenade faster. And their eventual solution was stomp in Horu Fields.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah. That, unlucky.
Unlucky.
That's really all there is to say there.
Like we said, the seed was not great. It was Valley Long Swim or Horu Fields.
Yeah. Getting charged jump early was really nice. Not much else to say there.
Checking back in with our team yet to finish, we have Mad Insane finished a little while ago with a 53-23, and Fluffy just hit the last cutscene and will be finishing up real soon. But they fall to Team Duo Leaves.
Yeah, and I will note this is absolutely, you know, not the last you've seen of Team BRB in this tournament. This is just the first of 4 or 5 weeks of Swiss, and anybody with a 3-2 record or better is going to make it through to the brackets. So BRB is a scary team, you know. They're definitely great players, and we'll have to look out for them in future weeks because they're going to be on a tear, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We were definitely really worried when we saw that we drew them because very good players, both like mechanically and like routing wise. So yeah, good luck to their future opponents, I guess.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here for us on this channel. Now there is another race starting on Speed Gaming 3, I believe, or 2. Speed Gaming 2 is the other one. We're on 3. So go ahead and over and watch that one. We're going to have another race on this channel later tonight, much later at 11 p.m. Or no, sorry, there's another one before that.
So many races, dude.
We've got so many races today, I can't keep track of all of them. But yeah, there's another race here in just about 2 hours. 1 hour. God, I'm bad. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. There's another race on this channel. And there is another race on Speed Gaming 2 right now from us. Go watch them. They'll be great.
Yep, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this doubles action. We will see you next time.